Hey everyone, this is a legendary speedrun guide for the package for Halo Reach on the MCC. This will get you the part-time achievement as well as serve as a step-by-step guide on how to complete the level with ease on legendary. This is quite a hard level to complete if you go into it without any strategies, but this video will make it 100% much easier to complete the level. Off the start, you want to do as I did and take out the specific enemies, and then you want to run to the ghost, grab the ghost, and then we're not going to bother with any of the enemies in this area, and you want to just go through to the next area, get in the tank, and then slowly start progressing your way through the level. This tank section seems to be quite a bit harder on MCC due to the AI being so aggressive, so you may struggle here, but just take your time taking out the enemies and you should be good. Once you've cleared the first area of enemies in the tank, you want to head round the corner, and this is when we're going to start taking out the anti-air batteries. First one we're going to take out from a distance. Can't remember how many times you need to shoot it, but shoot it until it blows up. And then you want to head forward. There'll be a group of 4 jackals you want to take out. There's some banshees in the sky that you can take out if you want. Or you should take them out anyway, because they can melt you. And then we're going to start taking out the other anti-air battery as we're driving past it, as well as any enemies that start shooting out the tank. This little part here is quite a lot harder on MCC due to the AI, like I said, so you might want to take it a lot slower than I did. Once we get around this corner, we're going to shoot that little barricade thing, I can't remember what it's called. It's got some fuel rod grunts in it. And then there's going to be 3 ghosts, I think. You want to take out all them. And then we're going to start taking out the shade turrets in the next area. Once you get onto this little bump bit where I'm struggling to take out the ghost, you can aim over the hill to take out the first shade turret. And then we're going to head round the corner, and there's another fuel rod shade turret that you need to take out. There's a revenant, and then there's 2 normal shade turrets in the distance that you need to take out. Once you've taken out all of them, we're going to drive to these ghosts that are parked here. Oh, before you get in the ghost, you want to make sure you pick up the plasma pistol, or you can pick it up if you want, but we're going to use that to hijack the Revenant in just a second. You just want to hijack this Revenant like I'm doing here, because we're going to use that to speed through the next area of enemies. Once you've sped through all them, we're onto quite a tricky area. You want to throw a grenade where I do here, ricochet it off the slanted bit of this wall to kill the 2 jackals. Then I like to shoot a hologram to distract some of the enemies. Then you want to sprint and jump up this middle beam. You don't want to go too close to the bit you're going to be jumping up to, because you'll hit your head, so you want to stand back a bit, then jump up to the little platforms. Then you're going to hide where I do to get your shields back, jump around the corner, nade all of the enemies that spawn in this area, and then we're going to run on through. Now this next room is going to have a lot of camo elites and 1 general elite. Here I'm going to run through and just do a quick sprint jump onto a little statue and then through to the window. This is quite hard to do. You will get a checkpoint before you go into the room, so you can try it over and over again. You want to come at the little statue in the middle of the room at an angle, so you're facing directly towards the window. But if you get shot once, then it's going to really mess up your jump, and it can be quite random whether you get this jump or not. So if you are struggling with the jump quite a bit, then just slowly take out all the enemies in the room with your DMR and plasma pistol.
They sure as hell got it. Doctor, we have hostiles inbound.
Spartans, you cannot allow the Covenant to break through the door to my lab.
Understood.
We're now onto the final area of the level. This is quite a hard thing to do, so I'm going to give you quite a few tips in this area. First of all, you want to run around here, get a health pack if you need it, pick up the rocket launcher. Never mind, we don't need the rocket launcher, I'll just throw it on the floor. We're going to get a jetpack, and we're going to use the plasma pistol to hijack a Banshee and the jetpack. I nearly messed it up here because the Banshee went flying all over the place. I nearly messed it up, but I managed to secure the Banshee. You guys won't struggle with this bit like I did, hopefully. But once you're in the Banshee, you want to start activating the turrets and taking out the enemies. The first group of enemies you'll take out is this group of grunts here. You can either splatter them or blow them up with the Banshee bomb. Once you kill these grunts, activate some of the turrets, and then we're going to move on to the next group of enemies.
Whatever you have to do, do it.
Once you've activated this final turret, we're going to start targeting the enemies that are dropping out of the Phantom at the bottom of the hill. I got this perfect overkill with the Banshee bomb on the 4 Jackals, which was really nice. And then I took out the final brute that was left. And then we're going to head back up the hill to the next group of enemies where a Phantom is dropping just a group of Jackals. So we're going to take them out quick. Just a little note, I have noticed on MCC that the Banshees in this area are also, that are flying around, the enemy Banshees, they're a lot more aggressive compared to the 360 version. So they might give you quite a bit of hassle, but you should be alright once you get to the Wraith, which we're going to get to in just a minute. After you've taken out the Jackals like I just did, you want to head to the bridge where there's another group of enemies going to be dropping out of a Phantom, as well as a Wraith. You want to take out the enemies that come out of the Phantom, and then we're going to turn around, take out a couple more enemies, and then we're going to head towards the Wraith in a little moment. You'll hear Emil say, "Watch out for the Wraith," like you would have heard it then if I wasn't talking over it. But once you hear that, that's when you know you want to head to the Wraith. What we're going to do is we're going to jump on it from behind, smack the elite in the turret, and then headshot him to get him out of it, and then we're going to board the Wraith, punch it twice I think to open the roof. Then we're going to jump on top, melee the elite out of it, and then we're going to start driving the Wraith. Once you're in the Wraith, you want to head back to the main area to take out a few more enemies until the next objective starts. So just do what I'm doing here. I start driving towards while shooting my Wraith. Once you take out this group of enemies, there'll be a couple more Phantoms start coming in, and that's when we're going to use the Wraith to actually blow up the Phantoms. So here I think I've taken out all the rest of the enemies. I wasn't too sure, so I was a bit wary whether to head back or not. But I headed back across the bridge, and then I heard the Phantom coming in, and then you want to hide behind this little corner that I do, just so the Phantom doesn't start blowing you up as soon as it gets near. And then what we're going to do is, as soon as the Phantom comes close enough, we're going to shoot it 5 or 6 times until it blows up, so we don't have to deal with any of the enemies coming out of that Phantom. Once you've taken out that Phantom, you can start targeting the other Phantom. You just want to aim exactly where I do, at the ceiling. On MCC, I don't know if this still works. You want to check if the Phantom's actually there before you start aiming at the ceiling. But if it is there, then start aiming where I do. Shoot the Wraith 6 or 7 times until the Phantom blows up, and then you won't have to deal with any of them enemies either. In my experience, I have found that the Phantom hasn't even come down there, or it has and has left before I can blow it up. So if that happens, you want to just head towards the main area and just take them out normally. Once you've taken out them 2 phantoms, you're going to head back to the main area anyway to take out the ranger elites. Just do as I do, stay around where I am, take out the rest of the enemies in this area, and then we're going to move on to the next wave. You want to be careful of these ranger elites here, because you can get blasted by so many enemies that your Wraith will take a lot of damage, or the ranger elites will actually hijack you if you're not careful. So that's why I try and keep my distance away from them, just to let them not hijack me. Once you've taken out enough enemies in this area, the music will change and then Halsey will start speaking. That's when you want to run up, grab the rockets that we didn't pick up earlier, and then you want to grab the Spartan laser that's also in the middle, and we're going to use that in just a minute to destroy one of the last phantoms. Once you've picked up the laser and the rockets and got back in the Wraith, you want to start blowing up this other phantom that I'm doing here, so we don't have to take out the enemies from this phantom yet again. Then we're going to clean up the rest of the enemies. And once you've taken out that phantom, cleaned up the enemies like I just said, you want to turn around and start targeting the final enemies that are heading towards the base. Once you hear Halsey say the package is almost ready, you want to finish taking out the enemies as quick as you can, and then we're going to jump out of the Wraith and start targeting the phantoms that are coming in from the sky. You want to aim at the phantom that is coming in at the very right side, and we're going to shoot it 4 times with the laser. I think in this video I only shot it 3 times and tried to blow it up with the rockets or the Wraith. So what you guys want to do is shoot it 4 times with the laser as it's coming in, and then switch to the rockets and shoot it once or twice, and that should blow it up.
Get your defenses ready, 6.
Once you've blown up that phantom right there, that's basically the end of the level, and you want to jump out the Wraith and head back to this area. I like to hide under the shelter just in case any of the Wraiths try and blow me up while I'm trying to press the button. And then we'll give it a few seconds and you'll be able to press the button to end the level.
If you guys found this guide to be any help whatsoever, then give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe, because I'm going to be bringing out guides for the rest of the levels very soon, as well as more in-depth guides for the faster strategies. And with that being said, thanks for watching.